Good afternoon. Um, Today, let me talking a little bit about resisting sin. Uh, like sin, what is it? Gluttony, lust, um, pleasure, drunkenness, whether it be, anything, just anything like that. And those urges, specifically for me, those sins I can't control, such as gluttony, lust, um, wanting pleasure to feel pleasure physically. Um, it's those are things that I have total control over, whether it feels like I do or not. And resisting those has got to be one of the hardest things I've personally ever had to do. Way harder than any job I've had, way harder than any physical task I've had to do. Um, it's it's hard because it's natural to us. It's natural, or at least to me. I don't want to put myself in a big group, but or like apply what my personal feelings and everything like that to a majority. But to me, it's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do because it feels right, or at least most like take gluttony for instance, just wanting to enjoy a little bit too much food, pleasure, sweets, savories, just anything. Not really that it feels right, but it feels right in that moment. It feels that I feel like whenever I do decide with my free will to sin, I think that I'm smarter than God, and that, and I heard this one somewhere. I feel like I'm smarter than God, and that I think I'll be happier if I were to do this than not do it. So lust. Let's say I were to give in to lust. I think that it feels really good right now in that moment. It feels so good. But let's say, and even during it, you know, you might, and then, whatever, however you want to take it. But afterwards, through my experience, just with any other sin, not really lust in specific, but, you know, the list goes on. In that moment of sin, and right before it, you feel that I'm going to be happier. This feels great. But it's just not. For me, through my little experience I have on this earth, I've realized that if I give into it in the long run, or even in the even short term, just not happy. I'm not. It's not. Sin is not a. It's not a good investment. Um, Resisting sin is, and you kind of have to look at it like, or at least me, I look at it as an investment. Let's say I'm tempted. Um, well, I could give into that, and I can get rid of this little bit of uncomfortableness that I'm feeling. Let's say I want to drink, or I want to give into lust. I might feel that, all right, and let's say I resist it. I'm uncomfortable. I really want to do it. I don't feel good right now resisting it. But that feeling that's uncomfortable, that type of uncomfortable, does not compare to the sorrow and sadness that comes after. So whenever you think about investments, you have to think long term, or it's not even long. For me, at least, it's like it's I feel like whenever we get or at least I get those temptations, I feel brainwashed. I feel that, like, why do I want to do this so bad? Whenever I know that I will feel so much better if I resist it. And sure enough, whenever I do resist it, whether it be the next day or a few hours later, I feel amazing and way better than I would have felt if I were to give into it. So not only am I feeling happier than I would if I were to give into that sin, that sorrow that I felt and that uncomfortableness I felt from resisting it, because I didn't want to resist it. I don't want to resist this. It's right there. I can just do it. That I realized, okay, I easily got through that. Getting through the shame that I feel after I sin is way worse than getting through that little bit of, I really want to, it's a win-win. And it is easier said than done. Because in that, I could be saying this right now, but I know how it feels to want to do it, to want it so bad. And it's so hard. Again, it's the most difficult thing I've personally ever had to do. Resisting sin, and it's easier said than done, definitely. It's so difficult. And one thing that I also remember is that resisting it afterwards, you feel, or at least I feel just better. I don't let my pride anymore, like I used to. Whenever I try my best not to let pride or arrogance come into it. Whenever I resist it, like, oh yeah, I just did that. I should be special in God's eyes now. No, It's, you just feel, at least me, I feel even more peace than I did before. Now sinning it's inevitable. I'm human. I'm not perfect. I know in the future I will sin. It's just how it is. It's how we are as people, and it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be hard. I know that tests will come, but I have to endure. I have to, no matter how hard it's gonna be. I have to, and because I know what awaits me. So, yeah. Hope you all have a good one.